Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the Morning. 15 minutes, hopefully change your life. This shir is sponsored by Chani for a fush lema for El Karachel Basaliza. She's having should have a successful surgery and a speedy recovery. And by Yehudas Hecht for a fush lema for Simcha Bracha Chana Etel Bas Neshama Rus Yentel, and for her sister's birthday, it's the very Bas Matel. Have an amazing birthday, and everyone should have a good fush lema, and it should be only good things. Okay, so we're up to Eis Vav, and we're over halfway. We're coming near to the next part. So we're sort of going to finish up, and we're going to talking about that Dibur Tachtenim means literally in our physical world, and we've been discussing for a few days now. When we say Tachtenim, what do we mean? Do we mean our physical world? Do we mean something else? And we've sort of ended off explaining how it is our physical world, and it's not Atzilus, it's not the Eretz of Atzilus, it's not the Kelim of Atzilus. And even though the Kelim of Atzilus, we said, according to the, I think it was the Talmud Tzedek, Kelim of Atzilus is Yesh Ma'ayin, similar to us. But that's not a true Yesh Ma'ayin like ours, but it's really coming from its comparison to the Kav and to the Rishima. Anyway, the point is, to keep it simple, what we're saying is, when Hashem has a desire in this, in a Dir B'Tachtenim, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything but our physical world. Even though we're the lowest, our physical world, to the extent that it's we don't even feel our sauce, whereas all the other worlds, Atzilus feels its sauce, and it's just a Gilei Helam, whereas us is totally revealing something brand new, so to speak, from nothing. And that's ultimately what it is. And it's our world, and it's through our Veda, which is the most phenomenal part about it. It's through us coming and doing the minimal things that we think are not worthy, are not worth that much. It's actually fulfilling the whole purpose of why the world was created. And if we meditate on that, I think life would be good. Now, in Vav, we're going to start talking about continuing on the Maimer, and we're going to get into a few ideas. One of the ideas we're going to talk about is how the Rebbeim that are pushing us to do these things, that taught us to live this way, they did it themselves, and there's going to give an example in regards to Ahavas Yisrael. It's very famous stories of Ahavas Yisrael, and that's what it comes in. It's about the different Ahavas Yisrael that the Rebbeim had. Let's see. Eis Vav. V'hinei, behold, b'siv ha'maimer, in the end of the first Maimer Basilagani, the Fidik explains in this that we say Ikesh Shchinim is B'Tachtenim, which we've explained until now in our Maimer. When we say Ikesh Shchinim, we're talking about the level before the Tzimtzum, Godliness himself, Tachtenim, in our physical world. The main revelation of this idea was the Beis HaMikdash, was in the Beis HaMikdash. The Hine Zehu Hatam. And this is also the reason why the wood of the Mishkan was made by Atzei Shittim, by the Kesha wood. And like we're going to discuss, the Shittim shtus, is the reason why it was made by the Shittim is on a deeper level, is because it's showing us on the idea that the purpose of the Mishkan was to transform the shtus, the Shittim, same word as shtus, the foolishness, the folly of unholiness, the lumatzeh, the kach, and the kach, the Rebbe says, and the fire, translate the kach, the fire, the nefesh Bahamis, transform it, the shtus to kedusha, to a folly of holiness. So you think about it in that term. The animal soul, we have desires for things, and it doesn't make any sense necessarily, but we desire it. And even if we have a logic, that's not a real good logic. With common nefesh Bahamis generally. Nefesh Bahamis just for itself. So we want to eat something, let's say, or we want to stay up late. I want to watch a movie. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to be tired the next day, and I'm going to and my day is not going to be good. So what's the point? So why would we do that? Because it's a shtus, and that's the shtus of the nefesh Bahamis. So we have to take that shtus and transform it into kedusha. Meaning, logically, let's say in terms of kedusha, logically, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, you know what? I need to get 8.5 hours sleep at least to survive. But there's a forbidding going on. Oh, and I haven't been with my friend in a while. My friend needs some help. So I'll go help him. I'll have the shtus. And really, the idea is to take the nefesh b'hamis. The nefesh b'hamis, like it says, the Rebbe says in the Maimer, that nefesh b'hamis is so to speak like wild. So if you can get the wildness of nefesh b'hamis in the positive, so then it like jumps in a totally good direction. Meaning its wildness. Let's say someone has a wild they're like energetics. They can use that energy to do the wrong thing, and you do good things. They can use it to go and daven, or they can use it to go do miftaim, or they can use it to go run around the streets doing nothing. And that's what we're saying. We're trying to take that nefesh b'hamis, that kach, and really it's like taking the talents that we have and using that in a holy way. It's just the dekedusha, yeah. And like the examples that are given, that's brought down from the Gemara in the Maimer, is it was Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak. He would dance at a wedding. He's big time dance at a wedding and juggling, and it was like, and so Reb Zeir complained to him. And he says, "You're mezalzelas. You're profaning. You're embarrassing us. It's like you're not behaving menschlich." But in the end, when he passed away, Rav Shmuel bar Yitzchak, there was a pillar separating him, like a pillar of fire separating him and the people around him, like. And they realized that he was a very holy person, and they realized it was because of that shtus that he did, that they thought was not good, was actually very good, and was bringing up a very deep level. Yeah, okay, my Maram Zal, and like it said, that it was been well served, the foolishness, the shtus of the sage, meaning that was saying in the end, they realized what he did was actually very good. Avodah bitul shalmayim tamdas, which was what he was doing was an avodah, was a divine service, and a bitul, and a humility and a humbleness that was l'mayim tamdas. Meaning he wasn't doing it because this is how he has fun. He was doing it because he cared about the chas and the kala, and even though it would maybe not make him look good, but he didn't care about himself. It wasn't about him. It was about them, and it was bitul, and it was l'mayim tamdas. It was totally not thinking about himself. And it's a simple way of understanding this is like this. When a lot of times we get caught up in ourselves, we think about ourselves. You go to a wedding and you're like, or you go to somewhere, you go to Fabringen and you think to yourself, how much am I going to benefit from it? What am I gaining? Or whatever you do, you go out somewhere, you go to friends want to come, friend goes, oh, you want to come for coffee? And you say to yourself, do I want to go for coffee? I don't really want to. I'm not in the mood. I don't know. And it's all calculated amongst like within yourself. How about you? But the bittul and the shtus kedusha, you come and you don't think about yourself. It's about the other person. And you totally focus about someone else. And when you do it that way, and this is just one example, when you do it that way, you look at yourself and say, how can I make this person happy? And when it goes to a wedding, you go to a wedding, your friend, could be you're in the mood, it could be whatever. But if you're going for your friend, which is what you're meant to, in the midst of masmeach chas and you say to yourself, how can I misameach the chas and kala? What can I do to make them happy? What can I make the chas and kala feel like, this was the best experience? And that's my job. And it comes with every interaction we have. When you see a person on the street, it's like my wife does this a lot, especially she used to do it like when we go on the subway, see someone, and she'd always try to find a compliment to someone. She's like, she'd go to like these people, not Jewish people, and she's like, oh, that jacket looks so nice on you. And that person would like transform them. Like, wow, and give them a big smile on their face. And this is what we're talking about. What about you, myself, about what can I give? How can I help? How can I transform the world around us? I think that let's say in that case, Nefesh Bahamis notices everything. So I use that noticing for positive. I could notice it and complain about it. I could notice things in a wedding, that like, oh, there's something's wrong. Or I can notice and see how I can change it to make it good. Everything that was demanded from us, from the Rebbe, everything that the Rebbe demanded from the Chassidim, the Chemorche and Shah Nash and the Siyim, and so too with all the Rebbeim, They did it themselves. So it wasn't that the Frierdiker Rebbe or the Alter Rebbe, they demanded something from us just for fun. They also did it themselves. And it's like it says, it's like what it says about the pasuk, that he says, he relates the words to Yaakov and Chukov and Mishpatov and his statutes and his judgment to Yisrael. Meaning like this, and they explain like this. The rabbis explain like this. Mash hu eiser, what Hashem does, hu eimer Yisrael is lishma. He tells us to do. So Hashem is doing it and tells us to do it. So too with us, so too with the Rebbeim, that they're telling us what to do, but they're also doing it. So to what he commands the Jewish people, he does as well. So too with the Rebbeim, what they directives they gave to us. They told us to do miftzayim, they also did miftzayim. They told us to do, learn chittas, let's learn chittas. They told us to do Rambam, let's do Rambam. They told us, to learn mochsidus, let's learn mochsidus. This is what they demanded from the ones that are connected, and they were the shaykh to them, meaning us, that we have a relationship with the Rebbeim and the Rebbe. And they fulfilled also this. And this that they revealed to us, it wasn't because I want to show how good they are. Look at me, look what I'm doing. That's not why they revealed to us, but they revealed to us to make it easier for us to do. That's what they did. They were doing it in a way that we could be able to do it as well. And the Rebbe is going to explain the like, for example, obviously so they pushed one of the fundamental principles of Chassidus, and especially in Chabad, is obviously so. So when they're being pushed, obviously so, it wasn't that they pushed it on us. They didn't do it. They did it as well. And the reason why we know about what they did wasn't just because they wanted to show off, but it's because they want to show us that we can do it and give us the strength to do it. So we're going to start giving examples. We'll do one today and we'll do the rest, continue on the rest. There's many such stories. From all the Rebbeim, for example, dekedusha admar hazaken, like the Alter Rebbe, shehifsik b'tfilasei, that he stopped his davening on Shemona Esrei v'halach v'katzatz, ate and went and cut wood, v'bishal mark, and he cooked soup, v'hechil v'atzmai li'yeledes, and he himself went and fed a mother that just gave birth. It was no one at home. So there's a few, and the Rebbe also elaborates this in Sichos, that this lady, the fact that no one was there and the situation is, and she lived in the edge of town, it means she wasn't, the most worthy of people. The Rebbe went and he stopped his davening, went there. But the main chiddush here, and he brings that in front of him, is that even the Alter Rebbe was in the middle of davening. Now, say that Alter Rebbe went and he going to help feed a person. Yeah, he's just a mensch. That's what he should do. But what's really the novelty of him is when the Alter Rebbe is at the height of his davening on Yom Kippur, which is the holiest day of the year. He's so connected that he feels something going on in the edge of town. Even though there's someone in the edge of town not being taken care of, that even though he's in Yom Kippur davening and his holiness, your holiness shouldn't come at the expense of everyone else. And really the ultimate expression of the Alter Rebbe's davening and his connection to the Eibishter is when he goes and he comes and he sees this person and he recognizes this. That's what he went and he did. So imagine Yom Kippur, the Alter Rebbe leaving the shul and he's going to take care of her. The fact that he recognizes it shows how connected he was, and that's true, obviously so. And tomorrow we'll go through the rest of the Rebbeim's obviously so. Thank you for joining and have a great day.